My name is Ansar Allah.
My name is A-mar Allah.
And we're going
And
to
we're gonna
interview Sallome.
Sallome.
How do you define the word woman?
I define the word woman as someone who was born as a girl and has grown up and become a woman.
Correct.
Alright. You will go.
What advice would you give yourself if you were my age?
The advice I would give someone your age, you're 7, right?
Yeah, yep.
So I would give a 7-year-old the advice to have fun and to make sure that you treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Correct. Correct.
No, actually, that's correct. That's very correct.
What makes you feel beautiful?
Ooh, putting on lotion after I get out of the shower or the bath makes me feel beautiful. Wearing colorful clothes makes me feel beautiful. And hearing that I look beautiful from other people also makes me feel beautiful.
Correct. How does it make you feel to know that I respect and admire you so much?
Oh my goodness, when I found out that you wanted to interview me, I felt like $1 million. I felt so important, and I felt like I must be doing something good in the world if you respect and admired me. So it made me feel good, and it made me feel really proud to be a part of your life.
Correct.
Okay, come on. Okay, how do you build confidence in yourself when you become discouraged?
That's a really good question. When I feel discouraged, I look at all the things that I've already accomplished. So I think about how I finished school already, and that reminds me that I shouldn't be too discouraged. And I think about all the when I want to feel confident, I think about all of the people like you that respect and admire me. So I think about the things that I've accomplished, and I think about the people who love me and respect and admire me, and that usually brings my confidence back when I'm discouraged.
Okay.
That's correct. When you were my age, what was your greatest challenge? How did you overcome it?
Oh, wow. When I was your age, I think when I was 7, so I was, I guess, in the 2nd grade, one of my greatest challenges was I left school. I was going to go to a different school in the middle of the year when I was in the 2nd grade. And so I said goodbye to all my friends and had a party and everything. And then I went to go to the other school, and I hated it. It was the worst school ever. And so the challenge was I had to go back to my old school and all my old friends who already said goodbye to me and threw me this party. And I was embarrassed that I was coming back after I told them I was going to leave. And how I overcame it was when I came back, I realized all my friends said, "We missed you. We're so glad you're back." So it was, just me walking into the room even though I didn't want to, into my classroom even though I didn't want to, and it turned out all right.
Correct.
Okay. In your opinion, is it better to be a fierce leader or a dedicated follower?
Oh, wow. I think that it is better to be a fierce leader when people need a leader. And I think it is important, it is best to be a dedicated follower when there's already a leader. So I pick which I'm going to be based on whether or not there's already a leader available, right? So if somebody's a leader, I'm going to be a good follower. And if somebody's there's a bunch of people who want to be led, then I'm going to be a fierce leader.
If a genie granted you one wish, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. If a genie granted me one wish, it would be to have dinner. No. Okay, if I had one wish from a genie, it would be to have the ability to go anywhere I wanted to, whenever I wanted to, by blinking my eyes, and I'll show up in that other place that I want to be. That is what the wish I would make.
Okay. And why?
Because I want to see the world. I want to travel. I want to meet new people. And I think one of the hardest things about that is, like, if I don't have a plane, then how do I get there? So the genie would need to help me.
Okay. If you could change the world, what would you do and why?
If I could change the world, I would eliminate racism and sexism. And I would eliminate it because a lot of people don't get to have a great life because other people are prejudiced, or they're racist, or they're sexist, and they limit what people can do. So I would want to make it so that the ways that people and ageism too, because people don't believe you two can do things because you're young, but you can. And so I would just eliminate all the isms, because I think that it limits people's possibilities and their potential.
All right. Do you see a little bit of yourself in me? If so, please explain.
Oh, I see a lot of myself in you. And I see a lot of myself in you because you're curious, and you care about people, and you are loving, and you're helpful, and I think I'm all those things. So I see a lot of those things that are in me in you.
Okay. What do you like best about being your age?
Ooh, that's a good question. What do I like most about being my age? I like most the fact that no one can tell me that there's something that I can't do because I'm too young.
Correct.
Thank you.
From birth up until now, what is your greatest accomplishment? What are you most proud of?
I would say my greatest accomplishment was traveling to Africa when I was young. And I'm proud of that because I had to fill out an application and apply to go, and I had to explain why I wanted to go. And I guess my explanation was honorable, because they let me go to Africa and my school paid for it. So that's probably my biggest accomplishment, and I'm really proud of that.
Sallome?
Yeah.
So that's also my greatest accomplishment, because I like to visit Africa.
And that visiting Africa is a good place to visit. You can see all the nice animals.
Yes, there are some really amazing animals that you could find there that you can't find any other place in the world.
All right, next question. Do you have a mantra, chant, or saying that helps keep it helps keep you centered, centered and focused.
Yes. When I often say to myself, and this too shall pass. And this too shall pass. Because it reminds me that if the moment that I'm in is a good moment, that I need to hold on to it and treasure it, because it's gonna go away. And it reminds me that when I'm dealing with something that's really hard, that it's not gonna last forever. That thing that's really hard is gonna go away too. So this too shall pass is the mantra that keeps me centered and focused.
Correct. Now, this was my favorite one and not really my favorite one. If you had a time machine, where would you go and why?
If I had a time machine, I would go back to when my mom and dad first met. And I want to see how they met each other and how much they loved each other. Because in my life, I never got to see that. I never got to see my mom and dad that love each other. So I would go back to a time when I could see that, if I had a time machine.
Yeah, but you can see how they came together.
Yeah.
Alright. Next question. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing about myself, ooh, that's a hard question. I think if I could change one thing about myself, I would want to add a photographic memory. I would want to be able to see something one time and remember it forever. And why? Because then I would have been really good at tests. I could pass all my tests with an A because I would remember what I saw, and I would be able to remember people that I only met one time. And sometimes I forget people if I only saw them one time. So that's what I would change. I would have a photographic memory.
Okay. What are you passionate about?
I am passionate about you. I am passionate about the two of you. I am passionate about showing children a bunch of things that they've never experienced before, and helping children make their dreams come true. That's what I'm passionate about.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
Find the last one. On a
And pass it, please.
I'm saying this. On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate this interview?
A 10. I would give you a 10 for this interview because I loved the questions, and because at the end when Ansar would say correct or you would say thank you at the end of it, it made me feel good. It made me feel good to know that you were affirming me as we kept going. So I would give you a 10 because you asked the questions clearly. You made me feel like I was heard, and I love the questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I want to ask both of you a question. So my question for you, A-mar, is what answer did I give that you most enjoyed? Was there any answer I gave that you liked the best?
That you're passionate about us.
Yes. I love it. And what about you, Ansar? Was there anything that I said that you enjoyed hearing or that you were surprised by?
I like the one when you said that if it was my age, you would go on a trip to and visit Africa.
Oh, my accomplishment. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So you two are, so now I know something. Now I know that you two want to go to Africa.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Now I know. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be interviewed. I really appreciate this.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.